In this video, I'm going to show you how to stretch out the tension in the upper back that we created by doing this exercise or pulling the exercise strap. And one way is, that was part of this exercise, is if you rotate the thumbs out, you rotate them back in. I'm going to show you a yoga stretch that is really good for the upper back to kind of get that. You don't need yoga. You could just do this, and just kind of pull your arms, push your arms out to the side. You could also just, interlace your fingers, and it's kind of like you're holding a ball. This is easy to do right here. Interlace your fingers, act like you're holding a ball, and you'll feel that stretch across the shoulders, right back in here in the upper back. The yoga exercise, which is kind of nice, is there's this, which is 50%, the legs being the other half, making this it looks like a flame, right? You can do this if you're doing like a tree pose. That's what you do with your arms. And I think it looks like a flame. And what you do is you cross one arm under the other, and on the arm on top, it's like, your elbow is kind of going into the elbow, or the arm, you can see just up from the elbows going into the elbow. And then you're wrapping your hands around to meet in this, like a prayer position. And then when you have that, and your hands are facing forward like this, you can lift. And when you lift, and right now my arms are about 90 degrees, from my torso, my shoulders, or my shoulder to my elbows, about 90 degrees to my torso, you get a really intense stretch across the back. And the idea, again, with all these exercises, is it's really good to do the flexion and the extension. You don't want to overstretch and have this hyper stretching going on in your body, and you don't want to be flexed all the time. We want to be in this neutral spot with our muscles where they're kind of ready to go and comfortable to do anything. If we're flexed all the time, our muscles tend to get shorter, and so that's why we stretch, because most people don't. So we stretch, we feel great, but if we're stretching all the time, then we're going to have these overstretched muscles, and they're not going to be as ready as we might want them to be to execute, especially something fast like playing guitar and our fingers moving very quickly and things like that. So that's why it's really great to do an exercise that balances each other. So you do something like this, you want to work out that upper back. You grab the exercise strap, you do that, pinch the muscles in the back to really pull it wide. And then you can kind of go into something like this, and you're doing the exact opposite. Now you're kind of pulling that upper back and giving it a stretch to counterbalance what you just did. Then by the time you're done, you feel great. You feel that if you haven't done this before, you're going to feel a lot perhaps in that upper back. And like I said, if you're not careful, you might wake up pretty sore the next day, but this is fabulous. And you keep doing this, and over time, it's going to just pull your body more erect. And even when you sit, on a chair to hold your guitar, whether you're standing to play live or you're sitting on a chair and playing your guitar, it is better to have that upper back pulled like this than it is to slump over the guitar like this, which is what we don't want to do. We want to be more upright like this, and it will free up our arms, which will free up our hands, which will free up our fingers, and we will play the best.